All right, so first and foremost, I want to start off by saying Barakathon, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. And I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shout out to the hopefully elect, starting with the 144,000 Shalom. All right, so Lord willing, I'm not going to say this is going to be a quick one, but, because we're gonna see where the Spirit leads us. But, we're going to go into today, this lesson hit me in the Spirit earlier as I meditated in the Spirit. I pray for them, right? And it was just, hit me in the Spirit because as I was thinking, you got to understand that, I remember thinking of the brother lesson I watched about a week ago, and he was going into how, that the elect is undergoing the greatest humiliation ritual of all time, right? Because we're the ones who've been despised, we're the ones who seem weak, we're the ones who're going through the hardship and pain, right? For the sake of Yahweh Shah, we're enduring that suffering, we're enduring that hardship, right? Let's see. But understanding it is that, we were chosen, right? We were chosen. Let's see. It's like if I go to that, I'm going to go to this. Because we know our nation was chosen in general, right? Nation of Israel was chosen in general, Deuteronomy 7:6. Thou art chosen people, right? But out of those chosen people, right, there's only 144,000 which is going to be saved. Matter of fact, let me hit these few precepts. Let's see, Deuteronomy 7:6, right? It says, "For thou art a holy people unto the Lord Yahweh, thy power. The Lord Yahweh, thy power, hath chosen thee to be a special people to himself, but all people upon the face of the earth," right? And we know that he's talking about Israel, right? When you go to Deuteronomy, so we go to 32. When you go to Deuteronomy 32, right? In verse 8, it says, "When the Most High divided the nations of their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel." Right, so Israel is his chosen people, but in Israel, right, it's only going to be the elect who's going to be saved. Right, this is Isaiah 10 and verse 20. It's like verse 22, straight to the point. It says, "For thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea," right? Because our nation is a big nation, right? Promise Abraham, our seed will be his seed will be like the sand at sea. A lot. It can't be numbered, right? It says, "Yet a remnant of them shall return, the consumption decree shall overflow with righteousness," right? And as you grow more and more in the truth, you start understanding the Gentiles, right? You start understanding the diaspora, you start understanding how our people are scattered all over. And the more we were scattered, the further we were scattered, and the more we got away from our homeland, our people lost our custom, our ways, the ways that Yahweh Shah said for us to live, said for us to abide in, right? And the more and more our people, the more and more our people got further away, got close to the other nations, our people got more and more wicked, right? We're doing all these wicked things, doing all these abominations to Yahweh Shah, right? But Romans 11:7 talks about how only the elect, only the elect is gonna receive it. Only the elect only ones who are gonna return, right? And within that, you gotta understand, yeah, we facing hardship, yeah, we facing pain, yeah, we facing suffering, right? One of my favorite precepts, I'm gonna go to real fast. First Peter, it says 4. It might be Second Peter 4. Let me see. Thing, not it. Yeah, I was right. First Peter 4. It's like it, not that one. First Peter 4:12, right? It says, "Beloved, think not as strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened to you." Because this is not strange. This is something we were told we was going to face, right? First Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 3, right? Paul told us we were going to face these things. Yahweh Shah told us we were going to face these things, right? These things that he was told that we was going to face, right? That's why Yahweh Shah said, "What? I pray for them," right? Because this thing get hard. This thing get people when it get hard, people start to get weary. People start to get weak. You know, I haven't watched it yet, but I seen El Pastor online. I'm actually going to watch it, right? Because that's the spirit, right? You made me think about it, but through all the help I see, I think I see other Pastor Ramlai posted, he titled the lesson, um, as we grow, some people, as a latter times come, people depart from the faith, right? Because they're not able to endure unto the end. They're not able to withhold and take on the, take on the suffering, right? They fold. They goes into that parable. They ain't rooted in all the way. In order for you to abide in the truth, you gotta be rooted in all the way. And they're the ones how should I say I pray for them. Right? Even with Paul in First Philippians, right? He was saying I thank you. I make mention you in my prayer every time, right? Because you're the ones who scribing and pushing. Because Paul was going through a lot. It was trying to kill Paul, all these things, right? And he's saying, matter of fact, let's go to that. Matter of fact, I don't have more precept in this real fast. I continue reading now. It said, but rejoice inasmuch as you are partakers of a Mashiach's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceeding joy. Because when Yahweh Shah return, right, you got to think how they persecuted Yahweh Shah, right? And the scriptures tell Isaiah 42 talks about how he's sitting and waiting. He's sitting and waiting, right? He's sitting, he ready, like a woman, like a pregnant woman, right? He's sitting and waiting on it, and when it's time, what he gonna do? He gonna let loose, right? He's gonna bring deliverance, but he's gonna bring destruction. He's gonna bring that judgment on the 2/3, but also the other nations as well, because the 2/3, we've been telling the 2/3 so long, hey, depart not is, but we are doing that suffering now. So in due time, and our latter is considering the latter end. And the latter end, we want to be, like the Christians say, right? We're gonna be glad with exceeding joy. I continue reading on. It says, if you be reproached, right? Reproach is being disrespected, right? If you be reproached for the name of Mashiach, happy are ye, right? Because why? We undergoing that great humiliation ritual. We undergoing the ones who seem crazy. We seem dumb. We seem like evildoers. Family don't want to be near us. Friends want to depart for it. We look crazy, right? For the sake of Yahweh Shah, right? It says for the spirit, what the scripture say? I use the fools to confound the wise, right? Merely paraphrase. It says for the spirit of glory and of Yahweh resteth upon you, right? Because they ain't gonna like this. They ain't like Yahweh Shah. Scripture said he came to his own accepted him not, right? They ain't like Yahweh Shah, so they ain't gonna like us either. It says on their part he is evil spoken of. On your part he is glorified. Cause they speak evil things. They think they speaking in the right name. They calling Yahweh Shah, JC, all these things, right? But no, we speaking the 100% truth in the spirit of power, Yahweh Shah, defending and contending in that righteous faith, right? Verse 15 it says, but let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other man matters. Yet if any man suffer as a Christian, right? Christian, to be like Christ, Christian, right? We the true Christians. You want to say anything? We the true Christians. We the ones who mark our path after Yahweh Shah. Not these phonies who be in these church things and such. We mark our path after Yahweh Shah, right? The author and finisher of our faith, right? It says, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify Yahweh on his behalf, right? And, it's like a precept of my mind. That I was saying earlier. But, point being, right? Oh, how about Philippians. There it is. Slacky. Had a little brain fish right. So this is Philippians 1, verse 4, right? It's Paul talking, right? It says, I started verse 3, it says, I thank my power upon every remembrance of you, right? Every time I think of you, I think Yahweh Shah, right? Always in every prayer of mine for you all, making requests with joy for your fellowship in the gospel for the further until now, right? Because Paul happy that, because these people, a lot of people don't get it, right? Black people don't get it, but the ones who get it, Paul happy, right? Praying for them, right? For them to do what? Being confident of this very thing that he has begun a good work in you, right? Because this ain't nothing you can just join. This ain't nothing you can just try to join in today or try to get into tomorrow. No. Once, this is our heritage. Of course, this is our heritage. This within us, but you have to be called to be a saint. Yeah, we all say we're called to be saints. This is our calling to do the will, do the works of Yahweh Shah, no matter what, right? It says, Being confident of the very thing that he which has begun a good work, and you will perform it until the day of Mashiach Yahushua Mashiach. And doing to the end, doing the suffering, doing the pain. Keep going. When things get tough, things get hard, to keep going. Right? I see right here, this is a gift from Yahushua. And I've been going through that a lot lately. Right? Ephesians 2, if I'm not mistaken. Right? This faith we have is a gift. Right? You can't take it for granted. This faith we have is a gift, man. You can't play around with it. Because most people run around like a bull in a wild net in these streets. They don't know what's going on. Right? But we have to get the faith to understand and discern the times around us, see things going around, and understand the true history, the true knowledge, the 100% truth to allow us to be peace and calm and cool. Yeah, we ain't doing suffering. Yeah, we ain't doing this thing, but we understand what it's for, right? And that's that gift of faith. So we got faith in Yahweh outside, we're going to be delivered, right? It said, ain't nothing you can earn or buy or work for. It's what Yahweh outside said he ordained this, right? I want to read this. And let's see. Let's see. It's lucky for notifications. Philippians 1 started verse 3 says, every time I think of you, I give thanks to my power, Yahweh. Whenever I pray, I make my request for you all, for all of you with joy. You have been my partners in spreading the good news about Hamashiach Yahushua from the time you first heard it until now. Those righteous men, those elect men, right? It says, and I am certain that Yahweh who began a good work within you, because the only way you receive the truth is on the spirit and power of Yahushua, right? The spirit comes upon you, the Holy Spirit comes upon you, or the Spirit Holy comes upon you, and you're able to understand the knowledge, understand you've been brought to life, you've been quickening, right? John 6:63, you've been quickened, you've been woken up, you've been brought out of that congregation of the dead, right? It says, will continue his work until it's finally finished on the day when Mashiach, Yahushua returns, right? So you got to understand, man, right? It's why Yahushua said, I pray for them. Because you had a lot of people who were rejected. You had a lot of people who apostates, right? The wicked going teaching these other doctors, teaching all these other things, trying to overthrow the faith of the ones, right? Coming out with these false doctors, as you see today, right? But you have those elect men who are out here daily on the highways and byways, doing videos, doing these things, right? For the sake of Yahushua. And as we do these things, we know the spirit of Yahushua is around us protecting us. We have faith in Yahushua that we're going to do his will no matter what comes our way. Right, so let me see. Yeah, I think it's John. Right? So this is John 17, I'm starting verse 12. It says, when I was with them in the world, this is Yahushua talking, right? It says, when I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name of Yahweh, right? Those that thou gavest me, I have kept, right? Because the elect ordained for the worlds are found. Most High know the spirits he would deal with. That's why you can come to the truth. You got to understand reincarnation. The same spirits who believe back then are the same spirits who believe now. That's why Yahushua said that nothing should pass to this generation be fulfilled. Right? You got to understand. That's why he also said in the regeneration, you shall sit on the throne with me. Because in that regeneration, we'll be changed into spiritual bodies. Right? It being made immortal. Right? We're going to be judged in the 12 tribes of Israel. Right? We're going to be, you have in the elect, you have Yahushua, you have King David, you have those elect men. Right? Because the same ones who believed back then believe now. The same ones who didn't believe, they still don't believe. Right? He said, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition, that the scripture might be fulfilled. Even that son of perdition, Esau Edom. Right? You had those messengers, those servants who were blind at one point. And that's a good point, too. I'm glad I read my notes. Right? Because Isaiah 42 going to that as well. Right? Because when Yahushua, he came, he was that comfort for us. He came and showed us that way. Right? He gave us that faith, that understanding. Right? So no man comes to the Father through the Son. Right? Because we understand that Yahweh sent Yahushua down here to deliver us. Right? To bring us back into the fold, to reconcile us. Right? So now Now we don't have to live amongst others. Now we don't have to worry about being rich. We don't have to worry about the American dream because we understand in due time we're going to be put in our homeland. We can put back in our ways. Right now we in our punishment. That's why this faith is a gift because people not understand this thing. People don't understand that we're in captivity still. People don't understand that we're supposed to build a life. People don't understand it's supposed to be hard for us. People don't understand the curses, right? But we have the gift of faith to understand that and to be able to endure it, right? It says, and now come I to thee. These things I speak in the world, that they might have my joy to fill themselves. I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them, right? Because they are not of the world, even as I'm not of the world, right? So you're not in this world, right? It says, I pray not that thou shouldst take them out of the world, but thou shouldst keep them from evil. They are not of the world, even as I'm not of the world. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. We're being cleansed through this truth. We're being brought to the light. The truth is light. The light is the knowledge of the truth and understanding, man. We're in the light now. Children of the light. We're not of darkness. We're not of this wicked kingdom, right? And this night, this darkness, this finna end, and a new day finna come, right? And that new day is what? The kingdom of Yahweh Shah, right? I had another one I want to go into right here. I'll read this one where it says, neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which I believe on me through their word. Right? I pray for them as well though. Bear with me. Bear with me, Salaki. I thought I had another one. That was it. Right, but understanding that, Yahweh Shah, he pray for them because we're not of this world. So the custom and the ways of the world wouldn't match to us because we're not of this world, right? But only you're going to receive that once again, the elect. That's why I title this lesson that I pray for them, man, right? Because the other one, they Yahweh Shai waiting, Yahweh Shai ready, right? Well, bear with Isaiah 42, I want to say around verse 14, right? It says, I have a long time hated my peace because he's been keeping his peace. You got to think. Everybody should see him, even people that pitched the military faith, even people who did those horrible things to him. And Jake was the main one. Jake was a part of that, right? So Yahweh Shai, he come with that destruction, man. Right? It says, I have been still and refrained myself. Now I will cry like a travailing woman. You know how when a woman having a baby, she letting out her screams. Right? He ready to come. Right? He said, I will destroy and devour at once. Right? Because he bring that destruction. Yes, he comes to live his life. He bring that destruction. That's why, that's why he said, I pray for them. Right? As you keep them away from evil. Because there's nothing but evil and wickedness around us. Right? But the elect are the only ones who are able to see it. The elect are the only ones who are able to understand it. The elect are the only ones who depart and get away and listen, man. Right? Because in due time, right? When it's time to be delivered, everybody gonna want to run up. Oh, we knew you was black, we knew this and that. Nah, man. That's why you ain't doing this suffering. You ain't doing this pain. You ain't doing nothing that come with this truth, man. Right? You chose your own way. You chose to wear this word. That's why Yahweh shall say, I pray for them. Those ones who stand fast, those ones who strive, the ones who push, the ones who are suffering. That's why his grace is upon us. Right? So I got a couple more precepts I want to hit. John 15, right here, 16. It says, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit. Right? Teach his word, teach his knowledge, help gather the elect, and that your fruit should remain. The whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, right? His name will be Yahweh Shai, right? The Father's name is Yahweh, the Son's name is Yahweh Shai, right? And he may give it to you. These things I command you, that you love one another. It says, if the world hated you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. If you are of the world will love its own. But because you are not of the world, I have told you out of the world, therefore the world hated you, man. That's what you gotta understand, right? That's what you gotta really understand when you come to this truth. You just ain't nothing when you gonna be at work telling everybody, be at practice. Nah, you got, hey, this ain't for everybody, man. Right? This ain't for everybody. Right? So, fuck. No more precept I want to hit. Hope it left my mind. Trying to think about it. Yeah, it ain't coming to my mind right now. Um, but the point being the lesson, kind of my point, man. About I pray for them, because the main thing, objective of the hit me this lesson is understanding that the Most High have chosen us out of this world. So anything within this world trying to keep you down, trying to keep you in that mindset of the world, you need to depart from it, man. You need to get away from it. Because it ain't going to do nothing but drag you down, try to make you move in the flesh. When that spirit of probably how about you outside, when you move in righteousness, you chase righteousness, right? You're serving for righteous sake. You're eager to do the sincere and righteous things, right? You're not ready to go out here and take risks, right? So, Lord willing, right? We're going to make this no long one. Lord willing, right? Wake up in the morning, study a little more, get another lesson done, right? I want to go into a little bit of the golden calf of Egypt that Aaron made. I was about to say, Elder Pastor, I'm not let you talking about that, man. But the Spirit had hit me earlier in this aspect, man. I pray for them, right? Those ones, those elect, man. Those are the 144,000. Those ones who the Most High is telling to hold the angels back to my name is still in all their foreheads, man. Right? But Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and exalting, and I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles of the great millstone, and shout out to the hopefully elect, starting with the 144,000. Shalom.